Introduction to Construal Level Theory. Construal Level Theory, CLT, is a psychological framework that explains how people perceive and interpret events based on the distance between themselves and the event. According to CLT, the level of abstraction at which an event is construed determines how people think and behave in response to it. CLT suggests that individuals interpret events differently depending on their psychological distance from them. Psychological distance can be measured in terms of temporal, spatial, social, or hypothetical factors. The theory proposes that the greater the distance, the more abstractly an event is construed, and vice versa. The 4 levels of psychological distance. CLT identifies 4 levels of psychological distance. 1. Event-level construal. This is the most concrete level of construal, where individuals focus on the specific details of an event. 2. Action-level construal. At this level, individuals focus on the actions required to achieve a goal. 3. Goal-level construal. This level involves a more abstract interpretation of an event, focusing on the overall purpose or objective. 4. Higher-level construal. This is the most abstract level, where individuals focus on the underlying principles or values associated with an event. Applications of Construal Level Theory. CLT has been applied to various fields such as marketing, decision-making, and conflict resolution. In marketing, CLT has been used to understand how consumers perceive and evaluate products based on their distance from them. For example, a consumer may be more likely to buy a product if they perceive it as being closer in time or space. In decision-making, CLT has been used to explain how individuals weigh the costs and benefits of different options based on their level of construal. For example, individuals may focus on the short-term benefits of a decision at the event-level construal, but consider the long-term consequences at the higher-level construal. In conflict resolution, CLT has been used to understand how parties in a conflict perceive and interpret the situation based on their level of psychological distance. By understanding the different levels of construal, mediators can help parties find common ground and reach a resolution. Critiques of Construal Level Theory. Although CLT has gained popularity in recent years, it has also faced criticisms. One critique is that the theory oversimplifies the relationship between psychological distance and construal level. Some argue that other factors such as motivation and cognitive resources can also influence construal level. Another critique is that the theory is too deterministic and does not account for individual differences in perception and interpretation. Some argue that people may have different construal levels for the same event depending on their personal experiences and beliefs. Despite these critiques, CLT remains a valuable framework for understanding how people perceive and interpret events based on psychological distance. Future directions for Construal Level Theory. As CLT continues to evolve, researchers are exploring new applications and extensions of the theory. One area of interest is the role of emotion in construal level. Some studies suggest that emotional distance can also influence construal level and subsequent behavior. Another area of interest is the intersection between CLT and cultural differences. Researchers are investigating whether the theory applies universally or whether cultural factors can influence construal level. Overall, CLT provides a valuable framework for understanding how people interpret and respond to events based on psychological distance. As research continues, the theory will likely continue to evolve and expand into new areas of application. Conclusion. Construal Level Theory is a psychological framework that explains how people perceive and interpret events based on the distance between themselves and the event. The theory identifies 4 levels of psychological distance and suggests that individuals interpret events differently depending on their level of construal. CLT has been applied to various fields such as marketing, decision-making, and conflict resolution. Although the theory has faced criticisms, it remains a valuable framework for understanding how people perceive and interpret events based on psychological distance. As research continues, the theory will likely continue to evolve and expand into new areas of application.